The bond between Hive siblings is immense, from Krill through the Books of Sorrows to Disciples of the Witness. In recent content, Xivu Arath still feels this bond. Although she rains war upon anything she comes across, dialogue has hinted at a more delicate side that may appear more in the lead up to the final shape. When Savathun returns and Xivu and her battle it out, who will come out on top? Will a sister win, or will love and unity bind together in the end? A truce. Let's discuss. The three Krill siblings were bound by love. From the death of their father to the choice to dive into the deep and meet the worm gods to quote, save their people. They made these decisions together. The bond that began as Krill sharpened when the sisters became Hive gods and began slaughtering different civilizations and even themselves. This is how they showed each other love. Oryx, my brother, is the bravest thing I know. Upon fundament, he learned that we were the natural prey of the universe, the most frail and desperate of things. He thought about this carefully, and he found a way to fix it. He made us strong. He will lead us into eternity. Oryx, my brother, loves me, and this love is war. Along their way and their crusade to conquer different planets and species, Savathun begins to question if this is all worth it. Was she on the right side? I don't have a strict proof yet, you know. Savathun strokes the void with one long claw, and space-time groans beneath her touch. This thing we believe, that we're liberating the universe by devouring it, that we're cutting off the rot, that we're on course to join the final shape. I haven't found a strict, eternal proof. We might yet be wrong. Oryx looks at her, and for a moment, just a moment, he is nostalgic. He is sentimental. He thinks, imagine the years behind us, the things we've done. And yet being old doesn't feel like a scar, does it? It hasn't left me dull. I feel alive in you. And every time I step back into this world from my throne, I feel like I'm 2 years old again, at the bottom of the universe looking up. But he says, sister, it's us. We're the proof. We, the Hive. If we last forever, we prove it. And if something more ruthless conquers us, then the proof is sealed. She looks back at him with eyes like hot needles. I like that, she says. That's elegant. Although, of course, she has had this thought before. So this was the beginning of change for the siblings, at least a few of them. At the height of their terror, when killing and consuming was at an all-time high, they decided to go their separate ways. Then saith Savathun, siblings, listen, we must part ways a while, so that we may grow different. She flies her war moons into the black hole. Her throne becomes distant. Saith Xivu Arath, King Oryx, you take up too much space. Your power constrains too many choices. I must go away from you. She flies her war moons into the night, and her throne is barred shut. So that's interesting. Savathun and Oryx have this conversation, Savathun talking about if they're on the right side towards this final shape. Oryx says, Savathun, we're the proof, we the Hive. We've been lasting forever. If we last forever, we prove this. And if something more ruthless conquers us, then the proof is sealed. Now that was true, the Hive were conquering everything at that time, but there was also something that conquered them, being the Witness. The Witness tricked them into becoming the Hive in the first place. Savathun didn't find this out till the Witch Queen campaign when we showed her, but she was starting to have those doubts back then. So that was the start for Savathun. Then you have all the other events like betraying Nezarec, killing him during the first collapse and hiding the veil so this final shape wouldn't happen, and then eventually becoming part of the light. Xivu Arath is a different story. Xivu chose to stay aligned with that darkness. Oryx did too, but Xivu began to form an even closer bond with the Witness, even as of late. When she learned of Oryx's death, this upset her. She learned of Savathun's betrayal, turning to the light and abandoning their old ways. The siblings had love, destroyed everything with love, split, and love was missing, and Xivu began to find a new love in war.
I have died, and yet was summoned back by you. You who remembered me as war. Our sister died and was summoned back by you. You who conspired with her cunning. So it must be for now.
In the dungeon logs though, after all this time, reminiscing about that past makes her feel these emotions once more, prompting her to say, "What is this feeling?"
I come to you now to say goodbye, brother. This will be my last visitation. A final knee at your grave. I'm left to wonder if there's anything of you still in there. I am left to wonder, what is this feeling? The sky is mortally wounded, bleeding out. Yet, a part of me longs for the comfort of the gardens, of your stories, of sisters. I long for our journeys together. But no, they have come to an end. We will be proven right. You will be proven right. Brother, if you have taught me anything, it was to never deny a truth, even when it grieves us. What is this feeling? I do not want it.
Savathun felt this same emotion in the Hawkmoon lore tab. After years of fighting and switching various sides, she feels this emotion and connection. Has she been on the wrong side this whole time, and is there even a wrong side? Her goals have been aligned with humanity, whether we like it or not. Sealing the Traveler away would have prevented the Witness's arrival and Lightfall. It clearly would have hurt the last city, but she was trying to prevent this final shape. Back during the collapse, the same thing. She killed Nazarek, cursed him or whatever, and hid the veil from the Witness. Not for humanity, but to protect the Traveler. Originally chosen by darkness, Savathun was forged in lies. During Witch Queen, we showed her these lies just before her death. So Savathun's "what is this feeling" emotion comes from a place of change. Although she might not agree with the aspects of both sides, the Witness or humanity, she will do what's right in the end. We're going to bring her back, so that likely means assisting us, unless something goes terribly wrong and she goes back to the darkness, which I don't really see happening. Not sure what choice she really has in this final expansion, battling her sister and the Witness itself. So both siblings feel this emotion, connections to their previous lives millions of years ago when they were all together. It makes me wonder what's going to happen in or leading up to the final shape. Savathun is coming back, presumably on our side, and I'm sure you want to see an epic showdown between the sisters, am I right?
Heresy. Heresy! Our sister denies your truth and crawls like an animal into the shadow of the sky. She bleeds and howls, allowing herself to be profaned by it. She spits on your memory. Sister, you always doubted. But now, it is time to test theory in praxis.
Imagine a cinematic mission or cutscene where the two battle it out. Will one reign victorious in the end with their magic super hive powers, or will this bond from millions of years of love return at that last moment? And instead of, say, Xivu defeating Savathun, who could be lying on the ground waiting for that final blow, or the other way around, they realize this was all a lie. They should be fighting together. Both of these hive gods have immense power, Xivu with that power to fuel war and rage, Savathun with her cunning, witch magic, and trickery. Both factions love their hive rituals, but who would win? Savathun would have her ghost Umaru unless he is destroyed before the fight. So putting all that rage against trickery and magic is interesting. Let us know in the comments who you think would win with their different abilities. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the emotion behind some of the Hive siblings and what they're feeling at this current moment. Xivu's been going crazy, and in the end, will the sisters battle it out, or like we think Savathun will Xivu eventually join us to stop the Witness in the end? If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.